New on Curiosity Stream. Are we close to building machines that are almost human? And can new technology give us superpowers? Find out on Super Sapiens. And in 1919, a British composer wrote the longest and most complex symphony in history. Conductors tried to perform it, but failed, declaring it cursed. Now a group of musicians will attempt the impossible, if they dare, on Curse of the Gothic Symphony. Watch now on Curiosity Stream. Annual plans are $20, just $1.67 a month. Visit curiositystream.com.
The world needed a safer trampoline. Dr. Keith Alexander, inventor of the Spring-Free trampoline, wanted to bring the joy of trampolining to his daughter. His wife said they were too dangerous, so he invented his own. Spring-Free Trampoline is the world's safest trampoline, with no springs or hard edges. Now, parents can have peace of mind that their kids are outside jumping safely. To learn more, visit springfreetrampoline.com.
Hey, this is BJ. Thanks for listening to our show's podcast. If you're a fan of all things geeky, you should check out my other podcast, BJ Shea's Geek Nation. We have new episodes every day, and you can check it out at bjgeeknation.com.
Your home is going into foreclosure and you feel like a financial wreck. You don't know where to turn for accurate information. I'm bankruptcy attorney Travis Gagne. Let's talk about some legal options. If we work quickly, we can propose a plan to save your home, modify the loan, or in many cases even eliminate your second mortgage. The consultation is free. I've helped hundreds of people just like you make informed decisions about whether to save their home or exit it on a reasonable, organized timeline. The chapter you choose sets the tone for the next chapter of your life. Please contact me today at choosetherightchapter.com. That's choosetherightchapter.com.
99.9 KISW, The Rock of Seattle. And we've done some teaming up with Mary's Place so that we can be giving those kids those kicks. It's kicks for kids all over again, baby.
Got a great text message earlier this morning from Dan, who said that he just joined the 69 Club for the third time, donating some more money. So that's pretty awesome of Dan. Thank you so much for Dan in Renton. He said, "Good morning, BJ and the crew. I am now a 3-time member of the 69 Club. Just donated another $69 to Mary's Place for Kicks for Kids. Thanks again for all you guys and being awesome. You guys rock." No, that's Dan, fantastic. You rock.
Yeah. Thank you, Dan. And every dollar counts. So whatever you can donate, please. There's nothing too little. We want to get the shoes on these kids when they go back to school. Let them pick out their own sneakers. And if you want more info, you want to help us raise that big dough, get those kicks on those kids, go to KISW.com.
Let's play B Migs. It's time to play the game. Yeah. So everybody scream his name. B Migs, don't be a loser. Whoa, B Migs, you're a loser. It is time to beat Migs, and it's time to pump it up for Monday. Oh, yeah. Yeah, get pumped up. Start of the week. So if you get pumped up now, maybe you'll make it all the way to the end. Good luck.
Oh, thanks, pal.
Let's get to our contestant today. We got Willie in Bellingham. Willie, are you there?
I'm here.
Excellent. All right, Steve, get out of here. Bye. For those playing at home, Willie will have 60 seconds to answer 10 questions. Willie, you can pass all you want, but you'll only get 3 guesses per question. Are you ready?
Let's get it on.
What was the name of the iPod that was the first without a screen or a scroll wheel?
Pass.
Havana Club is a brand of what type of alcohol?
Rum.
Yes. Chuck Noll was famous for playing and coaching what sport?
Football.
Yes. What is the name of the Cheetos cheetah?
Chester.
Yes. Which movie starred Kevin Costner and Whitney Houston?
Bodyguard.
Yes. On a map, which U.S. state is directly below Minnesota?
Montana.
No.
Pass.
Bill Skarsgård has played which famous clown?
Pass.
Who played Murray Franklin in the 2019 movie Joker?
Joaquin Phoenix.
No.
I'm drawing a blank.
1, 2, 3, 4 correct.
Wow.
Yeah.
You went deep for that one. I'm not sure. I mean, I think I know, but I don't know if anybody else really remembers anybody but Joaquin.
Really?
Yeah.
I mean, there's a major actor in that movie, so
that's why I think I know.
Okay.
Yeah. If it's not that, then you really went deep.
Oh no, I'm not going too deep on this thing. I mean, I'm not going that hard.
Well, see what Steve does.
Yeah, we'll have to see. And he's back. Steve, are you ready?
By the way, he's not going to get that answer. You know?
Oh, you don't think so?
Well, remember, he has never seen that.
Oh, yeah. Good. What was the name of the iPod that was the first without a screen or a scroll wheel?
The iPod Shuffle.
Yes. Havana Club is a brand of what type of alcohol?
I'm going to go tequila?
No.
Rum?
Yes. Chuck Noll was famous for playing and coaching what sport?
Football.
Yes. What is the name of the Cheetos cheetah?
Chester.
Yes. Which movie starred Kevin Costner and Whitney Houston?
The Bodyguard.
Yes. On a map, which U.S. state is directly below Minnesota?
I know. North Dakota.
No.
South Dakota.
No.
Canada.
No. Bill Skarsgård has played which famous clown?
Krusty?
No.
Famous J.P. Patches?
No.
Bozo?
No. Who played
Harpo?
No. Who played Murray Franklin in the 2019 movie Joker?
I'm going to go Murray Franklin.
No.
I'm going to go Kevin Bacon.
No.
I'm going to go Peter Sellers.
No, Peter Sellers. Peter Sellers, really?
Yeah.
I like that. I like that call, but no, you're wrong. But you get 5 correct and you win. Squeaked one by Willie there.
Oh, sorry, Willie.
That's all right.
It was close.
It was close. And BJ, you are absolutely correct that Steve did not get the Murray Franklin from the Joker.
Danny, Vicky, do you know who Peter Sellers is?
No. I don't even know who Peter Sellers is. I just know the name.
You know who he is. You'll, as soon as I tell you who he is, you'll know who he is.
Pink Panther.
There you go.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
He's Inspector Clouseau.
The answer is Robert De Niro.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. He played Murray Franklin in The Joker.
Yeah.
He was the TV host that was kind of the quote unquote nemesis to Joaquin Phoenix's Joker in the movie.
Gotcha.
Which would be, which is interesting because a lot of folks thought that the Joker was sort of an updated Taxi Driver.
Oh,
way.
Absolutely, yeah.
And Robert De Niro was in that, so it's funny that they had Robert De Niro as in this movie.
That's a good call. Yeah, that's a great call. Does anybody know the famous clown that Bill Skarsgård has played? And it's very recent.
Yeah. Danny knows.
Pennywise
from It.
Yes.
Yeah, he's the creepy new clown that he took over the big clown shoes that Tim Curry had in the original television movie.
I forget. I keep forgetting his name. I know it's I would have said the It clown. Would that have worked? The clown in It.
I mean, I would have hemmed and hawed and huffed about it, but since I didn't say, I said which famous clown, but I didn't say the clown's name, and you said the clown from It. I hate you. So yes, I
win.
Probably would have had to accept that. And then finally, the big old map question. On a map, which U.S. state is directly below Minnesota?
I want to say Iowa.
Oh, you'd be correct.
Wow.
Look at you. Congratulations.
I just took I was like, I know Iowa's somewhere in the middle of the country, and I know it's got to be south of Minnesota. Maybe I'll get lucky.
Definitely not below, Canada is not below Minnesota, but, nice effort there, Steve. Hey, and you still got the win, and a win's a win. Yep.
Oh, is it because Peter Sellers, according to one texter, died 41 years ago? Is that is his birthday or is this...
You're the one who said Peter Sellers. I had no Peter Sellers whatsoever in my stuff.
He's right. He's right, Steve.
I'm like, maybe that's why.
That's exactly why I guessed Peter Sellers, texter.
There we go.
I completely forgot that wasn't an answer.
He's been dead for 41 years?
Yeah, it was his birthday yesterday, according to...
Damn.
Wow.
What?
I'm sorry, I'm wrong.
It's in September. September 8th.
We're not in September.
Wait. He died 41 years ago, I think is what we're saying.
Yes.
The anniversary of his death was recent. But
Was
it's
it?
It was in July 24th.
Then what the hell is...
So what came up that made you think Peter Sellers? Nothing?
Nothing. I was trying to think of a name.
Oh.
And
But he has been dead for 41 years, is that true?
I was going to say Abe Vigoda. I'm like, no, Steve, think of something more current. And Peter Sellers.
Oh, yeah, there you
in
go.
my head.
At least Abe Vigoda died in the last 10 years or so.
I know.
He outlasted Peter Sellers.
Oh, jeez.
None of it really makes any sense.
How did you win?
Yeah,
you should
that's
ask
the best
person
question.
who lost. How did they lose? Is more of the question that should be asked.
Sorry,
that's
Willie.
a really good question. Well, this is if you're a brick and mortar company, this is a very disturbing fact, as a new poll found that most Americans think they'll eventually just order everything online and won't go to actual stores very much.
We're guilty of that a lot of times where I'll forget something. Like I went to Lowe's yesterday and I was like, oh crap, I meant to get this. And then I was like, oh, let's just order on Amazon. By the time I get back to Lowe's, I'm not going to have time tomorrow or the next day. So it's just like, okay, let's just order it online. I'm like, man, that's what we've become.
Yeah, I have to say that it's weird, but the store that I'm more excited about, the brick and mortar store, ironically, is the Amazon Fresh store. So actually, which is the company that is making us all go online anyway. Mm-hmm. That's what happened. You got to give Amazon credit. They have really updated the shopping experience, including the brick and mortar. I mean, I love that I walk in with my own bag and my own cart. And since a lot of times you either wait or bag your own grocery stores at a traditional grocery store because they've just short-staffed everything, that you're like, all right, well, I'm going to bag my own groceries. Why don't I just pick the stuff off the shelf, throw it in my bag, and then I walk right out? I don't have to go through a checkout line, which is actually really, for me, very, very cool.
If it's normal everyday stuff, I agree with this. Like, I want to buy it online. Like, I don't want to go to Target necessarily.
Right, stuff that you already know what it's like and what its function is for.
Right, but if it's something that's like a exclusive product and they open like a store for it, like I recently went and checked out Death Wish Coffee's brick and mortar store because they opened it. They had like a huge retail shop, and I was so excited to go see it. Which they do a whole subscription service. You could just order it online.
You also get Death Wish Coffee at Target.
And but it was like the fact that they had like one store. It was like, I want to go check this out.
They have a store here?
No, it was in New York.
Oh, okay. I was like, I didn't know that. That's pretty sweet.
I wish they did, yeah.
So you flew all the way to New York just to go to
just for that reason alone.
That's amazing.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, you know what? He's a big spender, that kid. Yeah. So, in this room, so Danny's like, okay, for certain things. Well, what would you say then, Danny? 50%, 40%? You're going to shop online more than that?
It's only for things that I can't go to the store for. So, like, I can't even think of it. I bought my mom a piece of jewelry from like a jewelry store online because I was like, I don't know where to go, and I just kind of liked it. But everything else, I usually just go to the store. I don't shop Amazon that much, to be honest.
That's pretty amazing, considering that you're a millennial. I would think somebody. Well, maybe it's the older folks that just don't want to go out. Maybe they're a big part of this.
Yeah, I don't know.
How about you, Vicky? Are you more of a brick and mortar, or do you think you're going to be the online shopper person?
I think I'm about 50-50. I mean,
Damn.
I don't do the groceries online. I'd rather go in and get it because honestly, I could plan a whole meal set like, oh, I'm going to be healthy and do all these things and then not eat the food anyway. So I might as well go to the store and get the treats that I'm craving. And I end up buying more, but at least it doesn't go to waste. But there's something to be said about a girl's trip to Target. You don't really go to Target because you're buying one specific thing. You go there for the whole experience. You get your coffee, you just wander the aisles, and you end up spending $200 you didn't mean to spend.
Or you go with an idea to get one thing and then end up with a shopping cart full of everything.
It's like Costco, else. Same kind of thing.
Yeah.
But Target's more fun, though, because it's like, I ended up with I didn't need this band shirt, but I always check what band shirts they have. And I'm like, oh, sweet, they got a Metallica one. I'll get
right. I bought a couple LPs there just because I saw them, and I'm like, sweet, I'm grocery shopping, but get a couple albums, we're good.
And I can confirm, though, Steve, Costco's back to serving food again. Yep. So, yeah, it's that's the place I want to always be able to go to Costco and go. And I feel like I'm getting exercise in because it's a huge store, and I walk up and down every aisle because I want to see everything because maybe I'll buy something I like.
And then you just put whatever calories you think you're burning off right back in with the samples that you're getting.
Yeah, you know my strategy.
I like that Costco now has self-checkout.
Yeah.
Because I'm not like...
Really?
Yeah. So it's like, sometimes I just go to just get like a couple of things and I actually do leave with like 4 or 5 items and then I'm stuck in a line and nobody else has 4 or 5 items. Everyone else has just bought the entire store. Right. So you're just like, this is going to take forever. Now they have the checkout. At least the one in Puyallup, they have a self-checkout and it's so great.
Yeah.
But I think Soto does too.
Yeah.
Oh, nice. See, that's why I think the Amazon Fresh is very smart because you're already willing to do self-checkout. They're like, well, then why don't you just basically put your stuff in your bag and you don't even have to check it out. You take it off the shelf and it knows you did it.
And then it's fun because then you feel like you're thieving them. Like you're a thief.
Yeah. Or stealing or thieving. Thieving's a fancy word to say that.
Yeah. So if you're like a klepto, it's kind of like you're serving your klepto needs without actually doing it.
Interesting.
So like Winona Ryder would have been okay if there was just an Amazon Fresh store she could have kept going to.
Yep. She's just 30 years too late.
Yeah, sorry, Winona. It is time for Listeners on the Loose. You pick the topic. You guide the show. 206-421-ROCK. Text us at 77999. What do you want to talk about? We got your calls. We got your texts. We'll take those at 9:17 on The Rock.
BJ and Migs, mornings on The Rock, 99.9 KISW.
99.9 KISW, The Rock of Seattle. It is Listeners on the Loose, brought to you by the Washington State Department of Licensing. Listeners on the Loose, you're picking the topic. You're guiding the show at 206-421-ROCK. Text us at 77999. And when you come on, remember, Steve does have a rule.
It's a simple rule, BJ. That's to show some energy and bring it. Otherwise, we're going to have to gong you and then say goodbye.
Goodbye, old friend.
206-421-ROCK. Text us at 77999.
Somebody said, BJ, I just bought a new Hyundai last year. Replaced my car that I had for 15 years. The bells and whistles are insane. Because you were talking about getting a new car one day, and you wanted just because of the new features.
Yeah, and I was actually, I was looking either a Hyundai or a Genesis, which is basically the fancy Hyundai. I was thinking about that. So I'm excited to hear that the bells and whistles are there. I don't know when I'll do it. It's like every time I think I want to get a new car, I'm like, but the other one is still working fine.
Right.
Yep. It's just like, it's so dumb to go get a car payment when I don't need one. I'm a fan like you. I like running my car to the ground before I decide to get rid. Like, it was so hard to get rid of my old Jeep because it was a two-door Wrangler. So I was like, well, a child seat's going to be rather difficult with a two-door car. So I had to make that decision. But I was just like, it really did bum me out because I'm like, I'm not going to know when it hit its last leg. Like, I like seeing how long I could use a car until it's completely done. Yeah, and I don't really beat the heck out of the car. The climate here doesn't really destroy a car that much. So, I think I could go 25 years with this baby. It's like 17, 18 years old right now.
That's
so
nuts.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. I mean, I'll be looking like one of those dudes like, what the hell is he driving?
Damn, I guess my Hyundai is 12 years old.
Yeah, buddy.
Jeez. Yeah, that being said, though, if like a big lump of money came in my hands, I'm getting rid of my car. I don't care if I see it to the end.
Nice.
You know what I mean? If I have money to just waste,
totally.
I just don't want a car payment.
Part of me also, it's funny, Steve, we talk about what you splurge upon. When you get to be, an empty nester, you get to downsize. And if you downsize and move out a little bit, I live on Mercer Island. If I were to downsize and move anywhere else, I can get a really nice house. Mm-hmm. A really, really nice house and that's what the realtors keep telling me. Like, BJ, you don't need all this space. If you would get out of here and maybe go 10 or 15 miles away, you could get a nice place.
You might not need the space, but what about your dog?
Yeah, I was going to say, you're not an empty nester yet.
Yeah, you have roommates,
Oh, you
have to think of the needs and wants of your two roommates, a.k.a. your son and your daughter and future son-in-law.
Yeah, you're right.
Whenever that happens.
I guess so. So you know what? My next house is going to be a nursing home. That's my next house.
I'd say 1-bedroom apartment.
Yeah.
Studio apartment. There's no chance.
Yeah,
then.
with somebody washing my backside. That's my next house.
Well, I mean, if you move 12, 15 miles out of Mercer Island, you probably could afford that.
Yeah.
Oh, thanks, man. Yeah, you're right. 206-421-ROCK. Text us at 77999. It's Listeners on the Loose. You pick the topic. You guide the show.
Earlier we were talking about stories where you just look back and you're like, I can't believe blank happened to me. And somebody has a great story. They said they saw Megan Fox in California at a mall. And I jokingly asked her out on a date and said, hey, would you like to go on a date for In-N-Out? And she agreed. Ended up buying Megan Fox an In-N-Out and getting photos too. Super cool person in real life.
Wow.
I'd imagine they were right by the In-N-Out.
Yeah.
So I don't know if she's like, I'll get a new car and go off to In-N-Outsville.
That's pretty, that is still pretty awesome.
I haven't heard any negative things about her. I mean, we all goofed on her because of Brian Austin Green because he just seemed kind of like a little bit of a mess. But any story I've ever heard about her seemed like they were all positive, and that's just like a pretty cool moment. Like, here she is, like, I get a free meal out of the deal, and I probably just make that guy's day. Jokingly say I'm going on a date with him.
I wonder when that happened because they were together for quite a while.
Yeah, I think he'd be okay with her. I don't think she's like, I can't go on this date because I'm technically in a relationship. I don't think the guy thought that this was a real date.
Ah, fair.
You know what I mean? There was no makeout session afterwards. It was more like a...
I would hope so. I would
when
be
you
the
use the word
delusional one.
When you use the word date, though, I mean.
But he said I jokingly asked her out on a date.
Oh, all right. Well, if it's, I suppose if it was understood that this is just, hey, can we go get a hamburger and talk for a little bit? Still an amazingly bold thing to do. I'm not sure I would do that to any celebrity. I don't have the balls to do that. I wouldn't be able to do it.
And if I did it and then they said yes, I would almost freeze and be like, Didn't expect that answer. Got to go. And just like run off.
Just the panic and run.
Yeah. Now, I mean, there are times, we don't know how long ago this was, Danny, but she has had single moments in her life where she was single. How cool would it have been if in that sharing of a burger, she thought you were a good dude and was like, you know what? I have to say, this is the craziest thing I've ever done. Let's do a second date.
To Taco Bell.
Yeah.
In.
Yeah.
I mean, I would never be that bold. Never be that bold.
Yeah, but I don't know. Like he was just probably thinking, "Oh, this is just something silly to break the ice," and I know she's going to say no.
So you would actually
no.
Yeah, see, I couldn't do it.
I wouldn't even go up. I'm the worst at that. Like when I see a celebrity somewhere, I always just kind of like show up. I'm like, I don't want to bug them. They're probably busy doing something. I think about a time, like I remember seeing like one of my favorite drummers is Greg Gilmore, played drums in Mother Love Bone, and it was at a bar, Bandits, in Queen Anne, and he was 2 tables over. And I spent a good chunk of time just debating on whether or not I should even just say hi. And I'm sure he would have been told. From what I've heard, he's a super nice guy. But I'm just like, I think I texted Thrill to let him know, which was, maybe even more creepy. Like, I'm like, I'm right here. I can see him. You know what I mean? Like,
oh boy.
Because I know Thrill's a fellow Mother Love Bone fan. But then after that, I was just like, I can't. I should have, but I just was like, I got too starstruck.
It's tough because I've done that before and I was literally thrown out of the press room. But I think I went over the top and probably was very creepy looking. But yeah, so that's why I don't know if I really should or shouldn't myself, Steve. You just never know if you are invading somebody's space. It's a tough one.
You shouldn't ask Ken Griffey Jr. out on a date while you're in the press box.
Why not? It was for In-N-Out. Right. I mean, what do you thought? It was for Dick's. Maybe he misheard me.
Yeah. Dick's and In-N-Out. I don't know if you should use those 2 restaurants back to back personally, but that's just me.
Double date, do it.
Throw a Taco Bell in between the 2 at least.
Yeah. That's probably why he doesn't talk to me anymore. Yeah. 206-421-ROCK. Text us at 77999. It's listeners on the loose. You pick the topic. You guide the show.
So I said, hey, I don't know if anyone's told you guys, but let BJ know. Crumble Cookie coming to Linwood. I know it's not the east side, but it's getting closer.
Well, it is getting closer. It's closer than Marysville, that's for sure. And is it anywhere near the Alderwood Mall, I would imagine?
Gotta be. I'd imagine.
I mean, I'll go up to, I will make that trip. I will make that trip because, again, I can do a little mall walking and then congratulate myself for burning off a half a calorie and get some crumble cookies.
I mean, the Covington's not that far from you, man.
It really isn't.
Covington?
Yeah.
You think?
I think you can make it happen.
Dude, going south is a beating. I'm sorry.
Well, it depends on when you go. If you go anytime past noon, you're stuck in traffic.
Yeah. Here's what I'm going to tell you. I don't think 405 beyond Bellevue going south has the HOV lane you can pay for.
No.
Whereas 405, So see, 405 north does.
Right.
So I will go anywhere 405 north will get me. And if it's too trafficy, I'm like, here's my money, Mr. Government. I won't have to wait in traffic. Then I'll make the trip. But I'm not going south. South's a beating.
No, I wish there was those 405 type lanes, the ones going north everywhere.
Yeah.
It's worth every penny. Like I go to Everett a lot, and so like whenever I'm going to Everett, it's sometimes like in the smack dab, like around 5 o'clock in the afternoon, and I'm just like, it shaves off like a half hour of my commute just by doing that.
I would like to come see you and take you up on your offer of Karma Indian. I really would. Plus, it'd be great to see the new estate. But I mean, every time I think about doing it, I go, oh my God, I'm going to get stuck in so much traffic. So I never even bring it up. Even before I can ask you, my brain goes, don't do it.
And I can't even say, the weekends aren't so bad, because sometimes the weekends are when it's at its worst.
They can be actually worse.
On 167 especially. Like other freeways have the luxury of more than 2 lanes, whereas 167 just likes to give you a giant kick in the you-know-where scheme.
Yeah.
And it's like there's no... Only time I know for sure you can come visit me where there's no traffic is 4 a.m.
Yeah, well, see, I think the 167 has the pay HOV, and I would do that, but I can't get to it.
They do, but it's always packed.
It's packed too.
It's just as bad? Oh, man. Yeah, I thought the money would keep people away from that. Oh, but that ain't
not when it comes down to that.
And it doesn't go long enough to make it like, you still hit a spurt from like... where it stops being a paid HOV lane, it just becomes another lane, and then it's just still a nightmare.
No, I'm not doing it then. I'm out.
It's too bad I'm looking at some of the cookies that crumble.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
Really,
I know.
The hazelnut sea salt one looks like my kind of jam. But then
Linwood's coming, Steve. Linwood's coming.
They have a Hawaii rainbow cake.
Oh, that's tasty.
It's a warm batter base covered with thick rainbow-colored coconut cream cheese frosting.
Nice.
Oh, that's me.
That is my wife's cookie right there.
Yeah, I can do that. All right, I'll take that one. That looks awesome.
How about the pineapple whip? It's very I feel like a very Hawaiian theme because, the factory's in Hawaii, right?
Yeah.
Well, apparently, according to their Instagram, they're doing a Hawaii giveaway. So a part of the National Geographic Shark Fest and them opening up their first ever store in Hawaii.
Why don't we just go to that one?
Let's just go to Hawaii.
Great idea.
They're sending the most unique TikTok crumble review on for a week to I can't say it.
Oahu?
Thank you.
Yeah.
For a 4-day getaway.
Oh, that's why they have a sugar shark cookie.
Yeah, it's a little gummy shark on it.
I don't know how to use the TikToks. I'm out.
Danny,
We'll figure it out.
go dance on TikTok for us.
Do something silly on TikTok.
Okay, do the thing.
Get me to Hawaii and some crumble cookies.
What do you think if we mash up a crumble cookie and snort it? That would get us there?
Yes.
Whoa.
Yeah, I'm sure that would. Oh, that sugar shark looks awesome. The macadamia nut, of course, is always a great flavored cookie.
Yep. And then the hazelnut sea salt.
All right, I am
This is
patiently
Fisher
waiting for
Bison.
Linwood.
Yeah.
Patiently waiting, Linwood. And then I'll come up to the Alderwood Mall and I'll cookie out. Crumble style.
Crumble style.
Nice.
And then the person says crumble and Puyallup as well. Yep, I'm very aware of that one.
Steve is very aware of that. yeah.
Hey, so even agrees. Karma is so effing good. The Indian food place in Puyallup.
I know. I look, a lot of people have told me it's good. I just have to take a pilgrimage. It's almost like I have to take a day off work, start at about 6 a.m, and I think I'll be able to get there in time for dinner.
Sounds fun, right? Yeah.
Yeah. I think I'd be able to make that happen. You pick the topic. You guide the show. It is Listeners on the Loose. 206-421-ROCK. Text us at 77999. More of your calls and texts at 933 on The Rock.
BJ and Migs, mornings on The Rock, 99.9 KISW.
New on Curiosity Stream. Are we close to building machines that are almost human? And can new technology give us superpowers? Find out on Super Sapiens. And in 1919, a British composer wrote the longest and most complex symphony in history. Conductors tried to perform it, but failed, declaring it cursed. Now a group of musicians will attempt the impossible, if they dare, on Curse of a Gothic Symphony. Watch now on Curiosity Stream. Annual plans are $20, just $1.67 a month. Visit curiositystream.com.
Are you thinking about selling your home? With Orchard, you can skip the typical hassles of listing a home and go straight to getting an all-cash offer. It's simple. Once Orchard determines your home value, they make you a cash offer. That's a guaranteed cash amount you get for your home to put towards something else. A new project, a down payment, anything. Then, when your home sells for more than Orchard paid you for it, you get to keep all the profit. And Orchard has a near-perfect track record with winning customers that extra money. In today's competitive market, with so many real estate companies trying to lowball you, only Orchard pays you all cash and the upside when your old home sells for more. Maximize your earnings and minimize the stress of selling your home with Orchard. Visit Orchard.com to see how you can get an all-cash offer. Orchard, it's the new way to home. The world needed a safer trampoline. Dr. Keith Alexander, inventor of the spring-free trampoline, wanted to bring the joy of trampolining to his daughter. His wife said they were too dangerous, so he invented his own. Spring-free trampoline is the world's safest trampoline, with no springs or hard edges. Now, parents can have peace of mind that their kids are outside jumping safely. To learn more, visit springfreetrampoline.com.
Wenatchee is gorgeous in the spring with its lush green rolling hills, abundant wildflowers everywhere, and the views of the Columbia River. The local food scene offers an abundant selection of authentic international cuisines featuring the unique farm-fresh ingredients of the region. Wenatchee is also home to award-winning wines, handcrafted hard ciders, and a talented handful of local brewers producing fine craft beers. Visit Wenatchee, the heart of Washington State.
99.9 KISW, The Rock of Seattle. It's Listeners on the Loose. You pick the topic, you guide the show. 206-421-ROCK. Text us at 77999.
Just got this text out of all the guests that you guys have had on the show. Who do you feel is the funniest that you have met?
Oh, the funniest.
Funniest.
Whoa, boy, oh
Sean
boy.
Astin, clearly. I mean,
Yeah.
this joke of him not coming into our building has been going on for years, and it's pretty funny.
Apologies
And
to Sean
dude,
Astin.
he just did a really cool cameo for one of my friends in the board game industry.
Oh, that's
So
why he
it's
hasn't made it in yet.
I mean, I was so bummed. I'm watching this, and it was like, somebody paid him. I guess that's what we got to do. We got to pay Sean.
Yeah, our payment never went through. The credit card was declined, so that's why he was just like, I'm not coming in.
Or maybe not have someone who has like a grudge against us be the person that's bringing him in, because I think that might have something to do with too.
That could be a thing. Yeah. Well, Bill Bellamy comes to mind because he accidentally was commenting about my daughter being attractive, and then he really felt horrible when he realized she was my daughter. And he always, he always remembers us and always just is very, very entertaining. So Bill Bellamy comes to mind for me.
That was my first thought. I had two that popped to my mind. Like, so it's interchangeable. So it just depends on probably which one's in studio. And I'd say that one's the funniest of the two. It's Bill or Joe Coy. Yep. Like those two, every time they come in, I know for a fact that we're going to have a blast on the air and also when the mics are off, because they're just the nicest guys.
Now, outrageous, though, and what I think Bobby Lee's probably the most epic and memorable and outrageously
naked Bobby
funny.
Lee, everybody.
Bobby's the guy who makes me feel most awkward while we're on the show.
Yeah.
And it's during the commercial breaks, not so much on the air.
But I mean, it is hysterical just how insane he is.
Yes.
It's been a long time, but the Greg Wilson was always fun when he came in.
Yeah.
Any of you guys have anybody else that you can remember that you go really, really funny, entertaining that we've had in?
I remember JB Smoove, I really, really loved, as well as, I'm blanking on his name, who has the same mouth as Sarah.
Oh, David Koechner.
Thank you.
Yeah. David Koechner was great.
Sweet.
He was entertaining and he was funny. I wouldn't say he was the funniest because we've had so many comedians in, but boy, he was a great guy. One of the nicest guests we've had.
Ralphie May, rest in peace. Ralphie was always a blast to have in studio.
Absolutely right, Steve. Ralphie was fantastic.
Who's the guy that, it's so terrible that I don't know his name, but he roasted all of us.
Rich Voss?
No. Was it Rich Voss?
I think it was Rich Voss.
Yeah, you're probably right.
The Island of Misfit Toys.
Yeah. That was pretty funny because I wasn't expecting that.
Yes.
And he just came in and he was just sizing us all up and it was just immediate. And I was like, yes, this is awesome.
Rich Voss is great because it's like you instantly feel insecure when he looks at you because you know he's not just saying hi to you. He's being very nice, but the whole time he's building ammunition for when the mics get turned on and he's just going to just unapologetically make fun of you.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Jim, little Jimmy, why am I blanking on his last name? Jim Norton. Yeah. Jim Norton's always awesome, and Cool. It's funny. It's like once you start with one person, all of a sudden it does open up and you remember everybody else that you've had on the show.
But I still put Bill Bellamy and Joe Coy at the top of my list.
Joe Coy's number one for me.
Yeah, I think Joe Coy is that.
Sarah Colonna is always great as well.
Yeah.
Super amazing.
I mean, I can't argue. I really can't. I can't argue. I mean, we're blessed that we've had a lot of great guests, and I feel like it speaks to us as a show because a lot of shows, don't ever end up having such a good time. But I feel like, we really try to make these folks feel like they're happy and good and that we care about them and we don't want them, we want them to have a good time. And it really, they end up giving us like a great fun on the show.
So he just texted, hey, Steve, my son wants to get his first tattoo and he really likes yours. So could you please suggest a good place for him to go? Happy birthday, Ethan. Yeah. Well, happy birthday, Ethan.
Happy birthday.
Man, I have a couple places. The one that I go to the most, where you probably see most of my tattoos on my body is from Tony's Tried and True, and that's in Port Orchard. Yeah. Tony Mitchell, he's my dude. I love that guy. So I highly recommend him and his shop. They're awesome. And then recently, Danny and I got tattoos. Our Seattle Kraken tattoos were done by a really great guy, Jason Gonzalez, over at BTU Tattoo in Auburn.
Yeah. He's awesome. I want to go back to him too to get like some. He's talked about he's a big Sounders fan.
Yes, he is.
I kind of want to go get some like stars to represent the Sounders too. I loved going to his shop.
Good dude. Yeah, but I mean, there's a lot of good places though around. Yeah. Obviously, it just depends on where you want to drive to because obviously some are like Port Orchard. That's a hike, but if you live near Port Orchard, 100% think you should go to. I've made the trip just because of that. Like it's just like you find a good place, you're willing to make the extra drive, but. You got to do, I don't know what kind of tattoos that person wants because everybody has different things that they're better at. And you know how it is. It's like some tattoo artists rather do this style as opposed to another style.
Oh, I hadn't thought about that because I really feel like that's one business that has a high percentage of word of mouth recommendation.
I think that's pretty much how most of them stay afloat.
Yeah.
You have a good experience. You're going to trust, somebody to put something on your body forever. Yeah. You want to make sure that you're going to someone that maybe like your friends and people that have good things to say. Like I know another guy in town in Seattle has super genius, Damon. Damon's Conklin. He's an incredible tattoo artist. And my buddy Jeff has a place in Fremont called Hidden Hand. He did a couple of my tattoos as well. There's some great artists here in Seattle.
Well, and it's also, too, I mean, at that point, word of mouth is great, but then also, too, you know, I would advise him to go look at their art and decide what kind of art he wants, because so many tattoo artists have different styles of what they're good at, or what they specialize in, I should say, that, you know, what Steve likes may not be what he's going for.
The nice thing is with Facebook or Instagram, most of them have all their art on those, so you don't have to go to you don't have to do that awkward thing of going into the shop and paging through their book and then being like, no, I'm going to go get some lunch. I'll be right back. And then you never show back.
Yeah. That's very awkward when you look at anything like that and go, I don't like any of this.
Oh, House of Tattoo on 6th Avenue. Someone just said, really great place. Yes, I have some friends and family I've gotten. And actually, I think my buddy's wife is the owner of that place. So,
well, you've given a lot of places, and I'm sitting there going, I'm not too sure I would know what decision to make. I guess I'm going to have to look at the Instagram pages.
Yep. There you go. Happy birthday, Ethan, though.
Yeah, that's great. Yeah, we don't even know how old this kid is. Is he in kindergarten? How old is he? Because, I mean, I think he's his dad's amazing that he's letting him get a tattoo at such an age.
Just turned 9.
Just turned 9. Yeah. Oh, yeah, perfect age.
Yep.
Yeah, perfect age.
Someone brought up another one that we failed to mention. Absolutely, Craig Gass is one of the funnier guys that we have on our show.
Oh, yeah, amazing.
Oh, of course. And, you know, and Craig is such a friend of the show and has been with and even beyond our show. I mean, he's been a friend of KISW for years, even before we were here. And Steve, you've known him on your own, and I've known him on my own outside of Seattle. You know, when you were working where you were working, and I was working outside of Seattle and other places. Yeah, Craig is and also a great dude as well. Man, we've had so many good people. It's a tough question to answer. Who's the funniest?
Someone said they saw Bill Bellamy in college at Central Washington back in 1998. He came Parents Weekend and was hilarious.
Wow.
And you know what? And also, we've had a couple of the Wayans brothers and sons. I mean, you know, the whole damn family. I feel like we've had it.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And it irritates me how talented everybody in that family is, because I feel like everyone that we've had every one of them is just entertaining, good, really good people. And I'm like, how can that much talent be present in every single one of them? Isn't there one dud? And every family has a dud. I might be me and my family. And yet, that's the thing about the Wayans that impressed me. Every time we've had any Wayan family member in, they've been really fun. At least my memory says that anyway.
No, they've been the meanest people. I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, you're right.
They yell at us.
They hit us. They throw things.
That was a nice text. Someone said, I just want to say thank you and lots of love for you dedicated dads out there. I've seen pictures of Danny and Steve's pictures of them with their little girls, and I think it's so awesome that they spend quality time with them like that. I never had that, and sadly neither did my son. But those that are making it happen, props to you guys. Well, I only take the pictures and then never see my kid. Right. So, it's just, I have a stockpile of pictures I post, and then...
Yeah, that's all. That's the only time you spend with your kid. It's just for the pictures.
Jason Tatum. I green screen it, and it's been really cool. It's a nice. I'm kidding.
If you really take a look at her head is photoshopped, or Steve's head is photoshopped on another guy's body. Yeah, that's not even Steve standing next to her.
It's fun though. Like when people are like, I like that. They're always like, I love that you post like embarrassing pictures. I'm like, that's the only thing. Or videos. I was like, that's just, right now is the only time I'm probably gonna be able to get away with it, because at some point she's gonna get too old to where she's gonna be like, stop doing this. You're embarrassing me. And it's like, right now I have the luxury of her not being able to do that.
I feel like there are going to be multiple eye rolls when she realized that she was on giant platforms and being embarrassed. I think you're going to get a lot of eye rolls as she gets older.
Oh, well. That's what I'll say to her. Oh,
you know what? You say, oh, well, but you haven't experienced, like, you know, you grew up with a brother. So basically, you know, the dads treat the boys definitely on average differently than they treat the girls in a family. So, you know, your only experience is like, you know, nobody gave me, but your mom gave you some special attention. You don't think that you had your mom wrapped around your her little finger a little bit?
Yeah, well, you know what? This is the thing. Since she gets to go swimming, and you know what? The one
she
part...
She gets to go swimming. She's leading the life.
She gets shakes, you know, like these little protein shakes at that Creative Nutrition place. Like,
I see. So you'll tell her, hey, look, you got a lot of free stuff for being made a little bit of a film on. So you had the good life.
You got a little splash pad in our backyard. I mean, these are things that, you know.
That's your backyard? I thought that was a park.
No, that's my backyard.
Dude, that's a good-looking backyard. I thought for sure that was a park.
Yeah, baby.
Damn, I am jealous of that backyard.
Shout out to my dude Jonas over at Z Tango Landscaping. Made it happen, baby.
That really is your backyard?
Yeah.
All right, you know what? Now I need to move.
See, if you weren't so scared to come up to Puyallup, you'd get to see it one day.
Yeah.
Right?
Well, I told you I always make a plan in my head, but then my brain goes, no, you're not going to be in that
check out
traffic.
Steve's backyard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We could eat cookies on my backyard.
Dude, I want to see that backyard because it looked like a park to me. I thought, oh, look at Steve. He brought like a little disc. I thought, is that like a little water park where they have makeshift discs and everything? I go,
That was $12 well spent for that thing.
Damn.
In Walmart. It's like a little spray pad.
Look at those steps in that backyard. I am impressed. That landscaper's pretty good. I might have to give him a call.
And guess who is Steve's new neighbor? BJ.
You're right.
It's not that nice. It's not that nice of a backyard, actually.
No, I'm not.
My friend Jonas, mediocre job at best.
Steve and Miggs carpooling in the morning.
Yeah.
Wouldn't that be weird?
It would be amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Please, can we just make this happen?
Steve, you know if I was your neighbor, you would have no problems because I would be yelling at the karaoke guy. I would be going after everybody that irritated you because they would irritate me as
You'd
well.
have a neighborhood enforcer, Steve.
Oh,
Let's
yeah.
do it.
The neighborhood muscle.
Because this is what you would do and go, I don't know, do you think it's right that somebody is, at 10 o'clock at night doing that? And, you'd be like, nah, I probably should leave the guy alone. And you've already planted the seed. I'm out there with bullhorns screaming at the guy.
Yes.
Yeah.
That would be fantastic.
So us being
BJ,
neighbors
did you
can
hear
be
that
good?
karaoke guy, 3 a.m? You bet I did. I'm going over there right now.
Right now.
Go get him.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing. Oh, yeah. Oh, well. Hey, well, you know what? You never know. Could happen, Steve. I'm told that, as long as I downsize, I can get, I can probably get a nice place out there.
Yeah, you absolutely could.
Yeah. All right. Well, you hook me up.
And then you get all the cookies you want, all the Indian food. You got the Sonic. I mean, what else do you want?
What else do I want?
You can get a couple
what
of
else do I
Walmarts
want?
there,
I
couple
can go on that
Targets.
little splash pad with baby tater tot, have a fun
Couple
time.
Targets, couple of Red Robins.
Yo.
You got a mod pizza, you told me.
Right down the street, baby.
Yeah.
It's less than 2 minutes away.
Not no 6 mile walk, BJ.
No.
Honestly, I got news for you. If I were to move, that everything Steve is saying is exactly what I would be asking.
Yeah, we know.
Yeah. So really, Steve,
Q
Steve
body
is
count
pretty
song, There Goes the Neighborhood. There goes the neighborhood.
Yeah, there it is. Oh, man. 206-421-ROCK. Text us at 77999. It's the listeners on the loose. You pick the topic. You guide the show.
Someone want to know, did Taryn Daly take over for Ryan Castle? Yes, for 1 week only, though.
Oh, that's right. 1 week only. Yeah.
Because there's been like the 12-pack commercials are just, that we've been playing where it's like instead of Ryan Castle and Taryn Daly, it's been Taryn Daly and Jeets because he's filling in for Taryn, who's filling in for Ryan. But Ryan will be back after a week.
Yeah.
Don't want people to freak out.
Don't freak out because, look, Ryan now has to deal with us on a full-time basis, and everyone needs time away from that.
Yeah.
That's true. All right, so that's a very important question, though.
All right.
What was your favorite restaurant when you were a child? McDonald's. Easily.
Oh, boy. The one that comes to mind, I don't know if anybody knows it, but it was a place called Lum's. But when my dad would take us there, I was so happy. And it was, I don't know, it was probably like a TGI Fridays kind of the vibe of the place, like an Applebee's, but I loved it.
Mine was 100% Outback Steakhouse.
Outback, for the blooming onion?
Call.
I don't even know. It was steak. For some reason, I just like going there for my birthday. That was my birthday request every year, Outback Steakhouse.
Damn. High end.
Yeah, right?
Compared to me, I'm like, I just want McDonald's, mommy.
Yeah. How about you, Vic?
See, for a good chunk of my life, for my younger years, my dad was either owned a restaurant or managed a Mexican restaurant. So that was always my favorite place to go because I'd always get the same thing. I would come in, everyone knew who I was because I was the manager's daughter. I was a cool 5-year-old, and I would get my 2 enchiladas with rice and beans.
Oh, that would be so awesome because you get the chips and salsa and like you just said, the enchiladas. Oh,
One texter said Rainforest Cafe hand. If there was a Rainforest Cafe when I was a kid, that would also have been mine as well.
I could see that.
Because it was mine as an adult until they left us.
I know. You're right. If I was a kid, I always go there. No, you always would go there. I mean, even when we're in Chicago, which has some of the finest dining in our country, you're like, well, there's a standalone Rainforest Cafe. They got their own building. We're going there.
And it was awesome.
It was good.
All right, Rev.
The place when I was a kid that I remember it ended up being a Blockbuster video, but it was this place called the Country Squire Inn. and it was just a little local place, but I was little and I loved it because they would always get me a Roy Rogers. I'd get the cherry with the little drink, and I mean, what is it, just like a Coke or something with like cherry, like grenadine or something in it. Yeah, that, and then it would always, you get to pick at the end, like the host's hand, and I got a chocolate, and every time I always got the chocolate, and I thought I was the smartest kid in the world because I always got the chocolate. He probably had them in both hands.
I was about to say.
It made me feel awesome. It's one I always remember.
That is actually pretty wild. What a great trick. What a great trick. And of course he's got them in both hands, so you always make somebody happy. I would be that host and go, sorry, kid, you picked the wrong hand. Get out of here.
Get out of
here. Well, we spoke of Taryn Daly. She is in for Ryan Castle. So we have to ask this question. What do Taryn Daly and an ear have in common? I'll tell you at 9:51 on The Rock.
BJ and Migs, mornings on The Rock, 99.9 KISW. And now, the Ryan Castle question of the day.
Taryn Daly is in for Ryan Castle, so what do Taryn Daly and an ear have in common?
I would say they both love a good piercing.
Wow.
Seems fair.
How about for Taryn's first question of the day, and she hits a home run?
I mean, one text said Steve likes them both pierced, which, I mean, that seems a little...
Oh, boy, you know what? Taryn knows what the people want.
But I like this one.
I do.
They both hear the more superior 12-pack.
Oh, yeah. Nice.
I also was thinking they both thrive when listening to Rush. They both have a thing for drums.
Wow. Yeah. Okay. This is, you know what? I love this. Love this. Well, we got a 45-year-old dude. His name is James. He was doing some drinking and in Florida. And he was with his buddies. They were vacationing, it seems like. And then around 2:30 in the morning, things went wrong. One of the women that he was with passed out, so he put her in a wheelbarrow he found, started pushing her. Then he got mean, throwing out insults, dumping beer on her. So the other dude that was with him, who was probably the boyfriend, was like, don't do that. And then he's like, F you. They started a fight. Then James bites the dude's ear off, starts choking him.
Mike Tyson style.
Yeah, so of course the cops had to come. Hard to believe, but he got arrested. I don't know why. I don't know if we found the missing chunk of ear, by the way, so this could be a lasting a memory of what a great friendship these two have. Oh, jeez, idiots. You know who's not an idiot? Taryn Daly, because she's got an awesome 12-pack for you next.
BJ and Migs play of the day.
563 calories in a Big Mac.
Okay.
Yeah, really.
And if you remove that bread in the middle, that'll help things.
That's true.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know if I want to get rid of that bread in the middle. That's kind of cool. I mean, that's the signature.
Oh, I know. But I mean, if you're just trying to, maybe trim a couple calories here and there, the bread's all, that's what gets you.
That's really? Is that what gets you?
Cheese?
Okay.
The cheese is fine.
Okay. Okay.
It's the bread that gets you.
Okay.
Thanks for joining Nutrition Talk on BJ and Migs.
BJ and Migs, mornings on The Rock, 99.9 KISW.
Today's podcast was brought to you by Travis Gagne, bankruptcy attorney. Here's another question from a listener. If I file for bankruptcy, do I have to appear in court? That makes me nervous.
Going to court is never something that's easy to do. However, when you file bankruptcy, you usually only have to attend one hearing at the courthouse. Of course, I'll be there with you. And when you go to court, it's not before the judge. It's actually with the trustee or the trustee's attorney. One of the things that's critical in a bankruptcy is that you give your attorney and the court all of your information. You list all of your assets and all of your creditors. That's what we're trading for your discharge, is your true and honest disclosure of your assets and liabilities. And so the court hearing is just usually about a 5-minute deal where you show up and reaffirm and swear that all the information you've given the court and your attorney is correct.
Thanks, Travis. If you have more questions about bankruptcy, you can reach out to Travis anytime at ChooseTheRightChapter.com. That's ChooseTheRightChapter.com. Thanks for listening.
New on Curiosity Stream. Are we close to building machines that are almost human? And can new technology give us superpowers? Find out on Super Sapiens. And in 1919, a British composer wrote the longest and most complex symphony in history. Conductors tried to perform it, but failed, declaring it cursed. Now a group of musicians will attempt the impossible, if they dare, on Curse of the Gothic Symphony. Watch now on Curiosity Stream. Annual plans are $20, just $1.67 a month. Visit CuriosityStream.com.
Want to create a lifetime of memories this spring? Do you remember the joy of jumping as a child? If only there was a way your own kids could experience that same joy safely. Spring Free Trampoline has been engineered to eliminate 90% of product-related injuries. The Spring Free design boasts no springs and a flexible enclosure and proudly offers a 10-year warranty. That's peace of mind. Lock in your ultimate backyard safe space before summer arrives. Visit springfreetrampoline.com.
Wenatchee is gorgeous in the spring with its lush green rolling hills, abundant wildflowers everywhere, and the views of the Columbia River. The local food scene offers an abundant selection of authentic international cuisines featuring the unique farm-fresh ingredients of the region. Wenatchee is also home to award-winning wines, handcrafted hard ciders, and a talented handful of local brewers producing fine craft beers. Visit Wenatchee, the heart of Washington State.